Let me know once you guys able to see my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's
fine.
visible.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
that's really
Yeah, cool. So we will be discussing about the performance testing using LoadRunner tool for the upcoming sessions. So the main agenda of our demo session today is here we are gonna to discuss about what is performance testing and the performance testing life cycle, and mainly the one of the important tool which is LoadRunner, that's architecture and course content, followed by Q&A session. Okay, so first, whatever may be the work, while we are learning something, we need to question ourselves with these 4 questions: what, why, when, and how. So whenever we are discussing about performance testing, in a simple 4 steps, we will come to one clear picture on what is performance testing here. Okay, so I'm going to
Conference will
write it
now be
here.
recorded.
Performance testing. Okay, so what do you mean by performance testing? Anyone have idea on this? What exactly mean performance testing? Anyone from the team? Fine, no worries. So the name itself says it is going to test the performance of any application whenever we are using with peak load. So it can be defined as testing the application with peak load. Some might be knowing the
Ma'am,
terminology
can you
called,
increase the font size?
yeah, sure. Is this fine?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, fine, cool. So suppose let us take the live application which is railway IRCTC. So if we are doing performance testing, in the sense, the main objective is to check the application with peak load. Load in the sense nothing but users. So we are all users. So whenever someone from our team, so let's take like we are around 20 people who are using the IRCTC. So by using this application, we are going to check the application behavior, how it is responding, what is like how fast the application is responding, how stable it is. So all these can be considered under performance testing. So we can simply say testing the application behavior whenever we are hitting the application with max or peak load. Okay. And someone used to ask like why we need performance testing? Can't we able to handle our application without performance? Of course, we can go ahead without performance, but the main issue what we are going to see in the future is defects. Okay, suppose as usual IRCTC we are using the application, and whenever the 20 logins generated, it is not going to respond for the next upcoming users, which is nothing but defect. Okay, all these needs to be considered, and these metrics can be considered under performance testing. So in order to see the defect free in production, so in order to see the defect free in production, we definitely need performance testing. So with this word you can came to one conclusion that no application without performance testing can be moved to production in the sense nothing but whenever like we are just going and using our mobiles, and we'll just click on Play Store, and whenever we are able to download any application, in the sense that seems the application is in production is nothing but the applications what are all used by the customers. One can able to open the Play Store and able to download the IRCTC, right? That is nothing but the application is in production. Okay, clear on this? What and why? I think.
Yeah, it's clear, Chinmaya.
Okay, fine. So the next point is when we need performance testing. Suppose everything we entered into one of the project. Let's take IRCTC. So we were in a very confusion state whenever we are starting our application, when our work will get started and when we need to start that and this and all these things. So for the basic understanding for the users or the performance testers, we can say like whenever the application development completes or whenever the application development is in progress, we can able to start our performance testing. So without the like if I want to do something here, irctc.com. Okay, okay, this is our client. So if I want to do a performance testing for this application, definitely we need this UI, right? So without this URL and without seeing all these functionality here, no one can able to do any testing. So this needs to be completed with its development phase. A developer can able to develop the application. So once the development completes and manual phase completes, manual testing in the sense I hope few of you people were aware of it. So if not, that is also fine. One sec, sorry. Yeah, I'm seeing the stock market here. So if I click on stock market, I'm when I'm hover my mouse over here, I'm seeing those two options here. About us is going to give something related to board of directors and the history about IRCTC, something like that. If I want to log in, so somewhere we will be seeing the login, IRCTC login. If I want to book ticket, I need to check first. I need to log into this functionality, and then I need to check from either from Secunderabad to will go with any place like Vishakhapatnam. So whenever we are checking each and every functionality is working or not. If I'm giving Secunderabad, it is taking Secunderabad or not. If I'm giving Vizag here, Visakhapatnam here, it is taking or not. If I'm changing the date, whether this functionality is changing or not. If I need to go and book AC ticket or any some sort of one tier, two tier, three tier. So all these functionality is working or not, that comes under the functionality testing phase. They are going to check each and every functionality in the application is working or not. So one can able to do performance testing whenever the complete application is developed on the manual phase, which is nothing but the functional phase of the application is completed. Then we can able to do performance testing. But as now we were in completely into agile methodology, like we will be getting like frequent deployments, frequent changes, and even without completion of this development, whenever there is only the login functionality developed, we can able to start work for that. Whenever register functionality is completed in its development phase, we can able to start working on that. We no need to wait till the entire application is completely developed. Whenever there is split wise functionality wise development is done, we can go ahead and start the performance testing. Okay, but the opening criteria, the entry criteria in order to do the performance testing is application development should be completed and also manual phase should be done, and the main thing is application should be stable. Okay, so whenever we are checking for the Secunderabad, whenever it is giving sort of Tirupati, which is not at all acceptable, so it means there is some defects with this application. So in that case, we can't go ahead and do the function, I mean, performance testing. Okay, whenever I'm trying to change the class, it is only giving all classes. That's it. There is no one tier, even if it is there, it is not opting. We are unable to opt one tier, two tier, three tier, and all these things. So then also we can directly say to our client, the application itself is not stable. So we are not willing to go ahead with performance testing. That should be our main criteria. Okay. And now we know what is performance and why we need performance. Why we need means in order to see the defect free in production. Okay. When we need, so application should complete its development phase, and also the application should be stable and it should be completed with its functional phase, which is manual. Okay, fine. How we are going to achieve the performance testing? That's the main thing. Okay. So here we will be having few tools. Okay. So the mostly and widely used tool is LoadRunner, and the next is Jmeter, NeoLoad, A6, Epica, something like that. We are having n number of tools to do performance testing. But the most commonly used, whenever you heard about the performance testing, the most commonly used tool will be LoadRunner will comes into the first place. And this is purely licensed one. Okay. So here when like we can also able to download it, but it will be applicable only for the 50 users with trial version. Whenever like if we want to go and check IRCTC with like around 100 users, we can't go ahead. It can support only 50 users. If you're crossing beyond the 50th user, whenever you're like planning to play with 51st user, then it will ask you for license. Okay, we need to buy license for that. And Jmeter is completely open source one. The word open source itself says one can easily download. So I can easily go to my Chrome and will simply write like Jmeter download. So I can directly download from the Chrome here itself. And here I can able to go ahead with n number of users. It's not only limited with 50 users. So we can able to run with approx 400 users. Okay. You can also go beyond the line, but there some configurations needs to be set up, which is called master slave configuration. That configuration need to set up in your machine. Okay. And we also have the another tool which is neoload, that is also a licensed one, and K6 is also licensed, and Epica is also licensed one. So here we are having n number of tools. And why only LoadRunner? Because it is as it is from the ages, so most of the performance testing projects will rely on LoadRunner. If you take any banking project, it might be Wells Fargo, Westpac, Bank of America, like most of the banking projects will completely rely on LoadRunner, because as it is a licensed one, the report which we are getting from the LoadRunner will be of very efficient mode. So whenever we are having any issues in our tool itself, we can directly contact to our LoadRunner support team in order to solve any sort of issues. Okay, so these are the different types of tools we are having. So all clear with what is performance and why we need, when we are going to handle the performance, and how we are going to achieve it? Everyone clear about these four questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Cool.
Hello.
Okay. Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Could you please
Yes.
explain what is a spike?
Okay. I mean, you're talking about the spike testing, right?
Yeah, volume spike and
Okay,
what is the
fine,
scalability? Yeah.
fine. The word itself says spike. Spike in the sense, you consider the term as sudden increase? Yes, right? The spike in the
Yes,
sense,
yes.
whenever you are using the load, let us take, you are testing the application with 100 users, but you want to check your application whether if the number of users are getting increased, the concurrency rate is getting increased, how your server is going to respond. Then we can consider that as spike test. So I'll draw it for you. You are able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 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 fine. So let us consider this is time. Okay, I'm just let us consider this is one application and we are running over there and we are using this application. So number of users are getting increased and I just asked to test for 100 users. Okay, consider this as, the term will be called as ramp up. Okay, so it is nothing but all
Ramp
the
up. Yeah.
users are, yeah, all the users are getting initialized into our application. Okay, I'm just asking my machine to check my application is suitable for 1 hour or not. So I'm just like designing my scenario to work for one user in a steady state with those 100 users. But my requirement is to check whether the server is good to handle the spike test. So what I'm doing is, after like around 45 minutes of duration, I am directly asking my system to increase 50 more users. So how comes 100 plus 50? So now in from the 46th second, okay, it is gonna to handle with 150 users. The sudden spike in the application is gonna to check how the server is responding. So the spike testing can be like defined as to check the application whenever there is some sort of abnormalities. There, if there is any abnormal, because this is nothing but abnormal only, right? So 100 users is normal, we are just pushing our machines to go to the spike and asking our system like whether everything is safe in that particular situation or not. So this is nothing but spike. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, by considering these four questions I believe you can understand exactly what is performance testing. Fine. Now we are moving to the second one, life cycle. Okay, so okay, we all learned performance testing and we just entered into any of the organization, and our project manager just like called us and asked a few of the questions, what is so and so, we answered everything. Okay, that's fine. And he said like okay, from today you are gonna to start your performance testing project. Okay, then our very first step what we need to do is to get the non-functional requirements. Whatever the project, on which project we are getting, we need to get this document. Okay, as we are considering railways application, so we'll take that as reference and we'll discuss something on non-functional requirements. Okay, I'll just tell you in another few minutes. Once we are done with requirements, okay, so then what we are going to do is like, first we need to set up a call with our IRCTC stakeholder and we'll discuss. We are having so and so questions regarding to that so and so blah blah blah. We'll be asking about the questionnaire documents. Whatever the discussion happened so far in our very first call, that is going to be documented as test plan. Okay, so whatever the discussion and what are all the terms and what are all the conditions we like discussed in the very first step, that is documented here, and we will take like a sign off for this test plan. So why we need? We already discussed with our client, the railway minister, and I mean the one who is working for the IRCTC stakeholder. We already discussed. Why can't we directly go and do the performance in the sense? Suppose in my first discussion, my client is saying like, okay, fine, let's take. I think Vikram is here. Like, okay, hi Vikram. So let's plan with 1,000 users for IRCTC. So this is what I conveyed to him. I'm the client, and Vikram is the one who is working as a performance tester or someone, and you all into the performance team. I just asked you to do performance. So what you guys will do? So you guys will directly move to this application, and you start using the LoadRunner and doing all the scripts and doing that and this. Okay, and also you prepared, I mean you did some executions, and you prepared documents and come to me and saying like, Amulya, we are done with our like performance testing, here is our report. That time, like there might be some time gap happen. So in my mind what I'm thinking is like, I'm not willing to go ahead with 1,000 users. So now I am gonna to increase my hardware resources and all the things, and now I am planning to go ahead with 5,000 users. Then whatever the
Hi, ma'am.
efforts
Can I
we
ask one question, please?
yes,
Yeah, actually, sometimes what happens that in our environment, it's working as a, when we test the load testing and it's working fine. But during the patch deployment in the production, there might be
yeah,
some temporary file is there. Okay,
yeah,
and there's some cache might be some irrelevant cache are there, and that time client faced the challenges that page loading. So how can we
yes.
overcome and we can test accordingly on that? Could you please
That's
elaborate?
really okay. That's really a very good question. So in the tool itself, whatever we are having, so here we are having the cache option as well. So there will be few runtime settings. Whenever we are running the script, so we need to consider the cache as well. So we won't allow the cache to impact our responses. So whenever I am trying to log in my Gmail, something like that, okay. So whenever not a login, so whenever I am surfing something like this, for the very first time, it is going to take very bit long time in order to load this. Okay. So whenever it is already
Yes.
loaded, so there will be everything will be loaded under cache. So whenever I am using this for the second time, the response time will get reduced. Okay. So for all these issues, we are going to implement the cache as well, which should not impact our response times.
Then how can we
Okay.
define that might be say cache size or what types of cache we have? So, is there any particular options that we might be enter the cache size for the in the relative between MB and MB accordingly, like
Yes,
20 temporary
definitely.
20 MB? Yes. Yeah. So, is that
Definitely. So,
procedure? Okay.
okay, cool.
Okay. Okay. Go
So,
ahead, please.
yeah, cool. So, in for the same reason, we will be having the thing called text check. Okay, text check will be there. So, the name itself says it is gonna to check whether whatever we are applying for the script that is going to work or not. By using this check verifications, this is also called as verification points. So we can use these points and will directly tell to our system, if it is crossing this much of MB, then push me some sort of pop-up, something like that. Everything that whatever we are discussing, that is going to be handled in our scripting part. We can take care of each and everything. Okay. Am I good to go now?
Yes, please.
Yeah, fine. So whatever we discussed with our client, so we'll be designing a test plan. So sorry, we dropped this at some point, right? So we discussed to go ahead with 1000, but now I'm just changing my word as per my new requirements. I'm saying like we'll go with 5000. So if I'm directly changing my word from 1000 to 5000, what are all the works and I mean the things that done from our entire team is going to waste. The resource utilization, everything is going to be zero. For the same sake, the performance test plan will play a very key role in our performance testing. If the performance testing, the test plan gets signed off in the sense, no one has ability to change their word, no matter what. If they need to go ahead with any modifications, then again the next version of test plan should be developed and that should be signed off from the client. Okay, for all these reasons we definitely need test plan to get be signed off. Okay, once that is signed off, we'll check using the LoadRunner. We can able to design the scripts. Coming to the scripting in the sense, everyone will think of having the coding knowledge and all this and that everything will comes into our mind. And even the people who attended the session also, like, they were little bit worried whether they are going to handle this or not. But believe me, there will be like no coding knowledge required as a prerequisite. I'm having like around 9+ years of experience. Till now I never used any code. If you want to use any code also, you can able to build it. So here in this sessions we are going to cover the basic C programming as well. Performance testing won't need much coding. So whatever we have, the tools can be able to like record what are all the things we need, and that needs sort of modifications, which all comes under scripting. That will be fine for our script creation. Okay, so script creation, I'll just give you a brief introduction on this script creation. So whenever I use my LoadRunner tool, I'll just navigate to this page, and then I click on login, and then I just give my username and password and followed by captcha and click on sign in. So whenever I do these actions from from my machine, that itself is gonna to generate the script. Okay, this is how it looks. You no need to worry. I'm gonna to explain you each and everything in detail. This is one WebTools application which is open source. So here what I did is, like, in the very first step, I just navigated to that page and then provided one username, and here I just provided one password and then clicked on login, and at last I clicked on sign off button. So on what area we are playing in the application, this LoadRunner itself is going to give you a very clear picture without any confusions. It is a very simple language. Okay, so here what we'll do is, like, we'll do what are all the required changes. So here you are seeing only one username and one password. If I want to run the same script for 1000 users, what I'll do is, like, I'll just give test data of required users.
Ma'am, sorry
I
to
mean,
interrupt you. Hello.
yes, yes,
Yeah, a session has been recorded, ma'am.
yes, we do.
Ma'am, could you please send me that? Actually, I'm
Yeah,
leaving the
sure, sure,
session. It's
sure.
very, very wonderful session you have explained, and I'm very much interested on that. But right now I am traveling, so not able to continue, ma'am. So
Yeah,
so
fine.
sorry, actually. And
Not
could you please send me
not a
that
problem,
session,
not a problem.
please?
Sure,
Okay, ma'am.
sure, sure.
Thank you
For
for the
sure. Once
explanation.
this is
Thank you.
done,
Thank
yep.
you.
Thank you so much. Okay. So here we will be using, if suppose let us take, if I'm working on any banking application, so it is sort of SBI. then I don't want then being as a SBI client, I don't want all the users like repetitive users. So what I'll do, I'll just go for unique users. So I will be giving 1,000 users names and 1,000 passwords to check whether my SBI application is able to handle those unique sessions as well. Okay, all these things can be considered into our scripting part. Okay, once our scripting is done, we will be moving to the execution, and then we will be discussing about our reports. So here we will be considering about n number of metrics, like whenever you are clicking on login, how much time exactly it is taking. Okay, whenever you are trying to place order, or whenever you are trying to book ticket, how much time it is taking, and whenever you are trying to cancel your ticket, how much time you are taking. So all these things will be considered. Mainly one of the main metric is response time. Response time can be defined as the time taken by the server to respond for the request. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm just clicking on something and giving some password, and I'm giving some captcha and clicking on sign in.
Kafka and Zoop.
It is not going to take the time for this and all these things. So after giving all these details, how much time this application is going to take when you click on sign in. Whenever you click on sign in, what internally happens? So we provided some ABC as username, and 1234 is our password, and I provided the captcha. When I click on sign in, what it will do is like this, whatever we are seeing, this is nothing but application. Okay, so this application server will internally connect to database. Okay, so it is going to directly check whether ABC username is present or not. Okay, if it got the correct answer, then it is going to check 1234 is the correct password or not. So after these two things, it is going to check whatever the captcha we provided over there, it is correct or not. And then it is entry to the application. So here it is going to capture how much time it is taking. That is one of the main metric for performance testing. Okay. So, and this, let's discuss about non-functional requirements. Okay. So today we'll discuss not much into this. I don't want you to go into long. I'll simply write NFR. Okay. So it will be some sort of questionnaire documents. Whatever the company you're working for, each and every organization, there will be some sort of standard documents. You no need to worry, but you need to be aware
Excuse me,
what
ma'am.
are all the things. Yes, please.
Yeah, I have one question. So,
Yeah.
you said in the script, if we have the 100 users, then we need to give username and password for the 100 users
Yes.
in the script? Okay.
It is nothing, just like it depends on the client requirement. If your client
Hmm.
is able to accept the duplications as well, then you can go ahead with 10 users for 10 repetitive times.
Hmm. Okay. Or otherwise, we will have to create
It's
all the
just a very,
users.
very, it's very simple thing. I think
Okay.
my screen is already visible, right?
Hmm. Yes.
So what I am gonna to do is like, so anyhow, we will be getting our test data from the client itself. So what I'll do is like, I'll just give username, user one. So we will be writing, suppose let us
Hmm.
take, if you are asking about 100, right? So if it is
Hmm.
like 270, we will be like adding all these things and converting this this is Excel, right? We will be converting and saving this as CSV, comma separated value. Okay,
Hmm.
that's it. Username, save. So what I'll do is like, I'll go to my script. Okay, instead of this, I'll directly add my file over here. That comes under parameters. So here I need to add my parameterization, and I need to browse my file, and also need to tell my system how this is gonna to take. And if I'm using for the second user, is that should be sequential, or it should be unique, or you can also go ahead with random values as well, right? So we need to go with some sort of small changes in this page. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, this parameter list that you were showing, this is like
Hmm.
coming from the tool.
Yeah, from the tool itself, we are having that inside the tool. So what I'll just quickly share you. You might not get complete picture, but see, replace with parameter. When I'm like double clicking on this and right click, replace with new parameter, create new parameter. I'll be giving like username. Okay. And anyhow, this is file only. I'm clicking on OK. Do you want to replace? Yes. Okay. So if I click
Okay.
on parameters over here, that is already created. See. So what I'll do is like I'll just browse username dot dat. So I'll just browse over
Yes,
here.
straight
Sorry, I think it's
how you
there
do it.
in our desktop
Web, the same thing.
where I saved it.
Okay, that's
I don't know
completely fine.
exactly where I saved. Yeah.
No problem. So
If not, you
there
can
is no,
also directly you can click on edit with notepad. You can if you want to check only the 5 users, you can directly write like this: user 3, user 4, user 5. That's it. And you need to click on save and then close. I didn't click on save. That's the reason why it is not populating here.
okay, and there is no programming language knowledge is required for this. This is like coming from the
Nothing.
recording, the UI
Yes.
recorder that we have, and that UI recorder is also part of this tool.
Yes. Everything is included inside the tool itself.
Okay, so that UI recorder
Okay.
itself generates the script file, and there is only one file that is required, which comes from the recorder itself.
Yeah. So
Okay.
tomorrow
Yes.
we will be discussing on this tool so that I can able to help you on how to record on that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Meanwhile, you
Please,
need to complete the other part as well. So I'm just discussing on that.
please go
Any
ahead.
more
Thanks.
questions? Any questions?
Yeah, ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned the term while you were explaining some phases
Hello.
like non-functional requirement and test
Is
plan.
my voice
You
audible
told
now? Hello.
hardware changes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What
Yes.
do you
Yes.
mean
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
that? Is
Sorry, I
it
had some
something
internet issue.
hardware
Got stuck in
sizing and
between.
what you meant
Okay,
the
so let's
same?
start the session for
And
today.
if
So
that is the
yesterday,
case, what it is and when do we
hide and
use? Is it in
see
the
the
test planning phase
23
or like
version.
when exactly are we
Yes,
using
that
this?
is a problem.
Okay. So for the better understand, I'll just
Okay.
go with in terms of non-technical word here. Okay.
So how about
You need
others?
to
Like
fill
you also
2
have the
liters of
same
water,
problem, like for
but you're
23, or
having 1
like how
liter
is
water
it?
bottle. So what you are going to do after filling your 1 liter, I mean in your water bottle, then the next step is we are going to take another
I
water
think
bottle,
yesterday
which
Alok's
is a 10
issue, I
liter.
tried to solve
So
it,
in the
but
same way, hardware resource,
there
what I
seems to be
am like
some
pointing here
project
is
issue,
that
I think.
relates to the RAM size and also the
But
CPU
did
utilizations
anyone
and
face
each
the
and
same
everything,
issue
memory,
actually like
everything.
that, or you're able to run it, the sample scripts?
Clear?
Okay. Okay, so what exactly you change it? So first
I did not try
you
it yet.
use half part or
Okay,
whatever
okay.
is
So
there
how
with
about
us, and
others
then
maybe? Because
you
I didn't
extend that.
check it actually
Yes.
after the
So
session.
here what we are going to do is like in your system, if your C folder or D folder is completely getting
Just a
occupied, then your
meanwhile,
file
when we
explorer is
teach
going
it,
to
let's
turn bit
see
red,
whether I can
and then you are
download it.
starting will
Maybe
get
towards the
slow.
end,
And
I
what
Mm-hmm.
can
that means,
upload the
there is
latest
no
version.
space for new options or new folder creations and everything like that. Okay. Then what you'll do,
Okay.
we'll just
So I've
increase our
downloaded it.
RAM
Maybe
size,
towards the end we can see
which
it.
is, and also, I mean, the memory space as well. which is going to speed up and boost up your
Okay, so
work.
let's continue it out.
Yes.
So I hope the
Okay,
process is
yeah.
quite clear, right? Like
So
how
in
we are
real
Okay,
life,
doing it
you do it
in an Android.
actually on
So it's like a
your own
common
local machine?
format only, I would say. So
yes,
nothing
here we will
specific to
be
Android or
having three
iOS.
tools. Here that
So the
is
first
called as
thing, let
load
me
generators.
draw it
So
out
if you want
actually.
to run 100
How is
users,
it? The
then
first
you might
thing, the
need one
code
engine.
should be
But
ready.
whenever you are planning to
Okay,
run
just
for n
reiterating
number
it.
of users, like let's take
Code should be
500 users,
ready
then definitely whatever the load
in
one generator
IntelliJ
we are
or
having, that might not be
Eclipse.
enough because of
Okay.
all these hardware constraints.
And the
Then
second
definitely
thing,
you need
start
RLGs.
the APM server
Okay.
from
Clear?
the
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
command
Yeah,
line.
fine.
Okay, so
So
or
I think we're
terminal if you're
having
using a
only
Mac
15
machine,
minutes left. Okay, fine. So if needed,
command
I
line
can
in
cover these two
Windows or
topics tomorrow. Meanwhile, I
terminal
just
in
want to complete
Mac
this in
machine.
high priority today. That is
And the
LoadRunner
third one
architecture.
would
So
be like
whatever the things
say
we discussed so far,
run
that
the
comes under
script.
performance. And now coming to the
That's pretty
LoadRunner
much
architecture,
that's
it's
it.
very, very
Okay,
simple.
so always
So
make
as
sure
I
your
said, like
APM server is
after
running,
creation
so
of
then only you
MFR
can
and doing
run your
test run,
script. If
we
not,
will
it
be
will
doing
result in
script
some
generation
exceptions,
and
like say
execution in
the
LoadRunner.
session is not
Correct?
created or other
So for these
exceptions.
three steps,
Okay,
steps
so this
3,
is the
4 and
basic
5,
thumb rule
these
that we
two
have
comes
seen
under
yesterday
just like load balancing.
when
This is
we
nothing but
have it with
documentation here.
the
So our work mainly
emulator
starts
or a
from
real
here,
device,
1, 2, 3.
whatever it might
For
be, it
these three
is the
things, we
same.
are having 3 different
Okay, so now let's
components.
try to do the
One
same
is
stuff as part of
VUgen,
your
virtual
iOS.
user generator.
Okay, so for iOS,
This is the
so there
place
are
where we
two
are
things I would
using n
say
number of
actually.
users, and this is
So
mainly
one is
used
like
for
say the
scripting.
setup
If
of
you
your
can
real
if you
device,
guys
which
able
is
to see
quite
my screen, this
tedious
is nothing but
and
VUgen. See,
also
virtual
not
user
tedious, I
generator.
would say,
So
like
by
little time
using this, we are
consuming
just
operation is that one.
generating our script.
And
Okay, and whatever the script we are doing in our first component,
okay,
we are
Android Visa,
gonna to
quite time
execute the
consuming
same in our
operation. So that's why
second
like most
component,
people
which is
like
nothing but
adapt towards a
controller.
simulator.
So here
Okay,
I am
so
just
inside
creating the
your
script
iOS
and I
part,
am doing
so we can do
modifications
real
and
device, but
adding those
there is a
users,
catch
and I
which
am
I'll tell
trying to
you
run.
why
So someone
we
asked
will
about
not
the
be able
spike
to do in a
test.
real device,
So
but
what type
instead
of
we'll
test
be
we
able
need
to
to
use the
execute?
simulator
That
and do
all
it.
can be designed here.
Okay,
That
so
is the
that's
n
the
number
agenda
of
of today. So
test,
iOS
load testing,
first
spike
script,
testing, endurance testing, benchmark
simulator
testing.
execution,
Okay, so all
and
these testings can be
real
designed here.
device
Stress testing will also be there.
execution.
Okay,
So let's see
what are
how it
all
can be
the
done.
things
So
we
iOS
performed
first
so
script.
far
So
here
let's do it as a
that can be
simulator.
analyzed
So first thing,
in
so because
analysis?
that's the
This is the
easiest one,
third
I would say.
component. So this is the place you
So
guys use to
what we
script,
can do
and this is
over
the place
here
where
is
we
like
will be doing
say for a
execution,
simulator,
and this
you
is the
need to
place for
download the
our
Xcode, and this is
analysis,
available
our
only
reporting.
for Mac machines. Don't try it for Windows.
In order
For
to
Windows, there is a
generate the
different
required
approach. We
amount
need
of
to go for the
load, so I already said what is performance
cloud
testing. In a sense, I said
machines.
like
Okay,
testing the application behavior when we are hitting with
just
peak
a second,
load.
guys.
Load is nothing but users, so those users will be generated from the load generator. Okay, this is going to provide us required amount of load. Without this load runner also we can able to, you guys might get confused, like if we definitely need like sort of a tool like this, why can't we directly go and check the load runner if we are running with 10 users, something like that. So in that case we will just discuss this with in a very simple way. So let us take, we are like around 20 people. Okay, so what I am doing is like, we just want to check how much time it is taking for sign in functionality in IRCTC application. Okay, so then what I need to do, if I am not using any load runner tool, any Jmeter tool, or any performance testing tool, what I'll do, I'll just stand in front of you and I'll ask you to sit in a line, and I just need you people to arrange 20 computers in order to log in, and I'll announce, okay guys, you can type ABC1 for the first user, ABC2 for the second user, and ABC3 for the third user. Likewise, ABC20 is your username for the 20th user, and password will be the same. Okay, then I'm just asking you to people, okay guys, you can go ahead with username. Then you people are giving ABC 1, 2, 3, 4 followed by 20. And now I am asking you people, okay guys, if you are done with AB like username, then go ahead with password. And then everyone is going to type 1234. And then I'm just asking you people to give your captcha. Then everyone did. Then okay guys, I'm gonna to spell 1, 2 and 3. By the end of 3, you need to click on sign in button. Okay, I'm spelling 1, 2, 3. Okay, so do you really think is this going to help? Because whenever we are doing something, there will be n number of human errors. The reason why we consider like this, because Priyanka is like, whenever I am asking her to click on sign in, she might not listen, like she's clicking 2 minutes like delay, and the one Amit is like clicking on sign in 2 minutes prior to my suggestion. So there will be n and n number of human errors. To get rid of all these things, whatever we do manually to get the response time is of just like wasting our time, because no one can use like can work like a machine. We need to get the concurrency as well. So everyone, like in few of the application, they will mainly concentrate on concurrent users. Concurrent users are nothing but whenever all the users, all the required amount of users are in the same page, so they need to click on sign in the very like fraction of seconds. Everyone needs to be on very same page. So by taking all these considerations, this definitely needs some sort of automation too. Okay, this is the LoadRunner architecture.
Hello all. Maybe let
Fine.
everyone join. Before that, let me
And
keep
moving to the
everything
course
open.
content,
Just
what
give
are
me a
all the
second.
things we are going to learn this?
Okay, I had one question on this architecture. Like the very first item says VU generator, that is virtual user generators.
Yes,
Why it is VU generator and not actual users? Like, why do like is it like we have to test only with virtual users, or is it like the real time application login users that we can use for performing the
it
load
is
test?
it is nothing but real time users only, right?
Okay.
So I
Okay.
mean, whatever the data production data there, like if we are working for SBI, so is SBI going to give us some sort of real data, Amit username and password? No, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amit username and password is completely confidential. So here we are just using those real-time
Okay,
users
so let's
instead
get
in
started
terms of
for
virtual users
today.
by taking
And
Still no
credentials.
one joins,
But
huh?
whatever the
yeah, not
confidential
sure.
matter
Like
is
yesterday,
there,
they
that
said
should be
they'll be
in
joining, but
production
today
only.
they didn't
So
join.
we don't have
So maybe
Today also
we'll,
only I am there.
anything, I mean, any
yeah,
ability
maybe
to
today
touch
we'll
the
have a
log
little
data.
short
So we will
session
be playing only with
so that, yeah,
How many
pre-production
more
atleast
days
data,
left?
which is directly replicating the
for
Approximately,
me,
you
production
said.
just
data.
1 week is left actually.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
1 week. If next week, this week, like
And
we had
here
Diwali and
I'll
all,
just show you
everything, right?
what
So
are
next week
all the
we'll
Yeah.
things
close
we
it
are going
off.
to
Yeah.
learn in our things.
So just
So
we
just to
will
give
see
you
the
a
test
brief
ng framework. We'll see the
description on
BDD
what is
and some
performance
CI/CD.
testing
Three
and why
concepts
we
are
need,
there.
how we
So
need,
CI/CD mostly
and
no,
what all we need.
like say
Okay.
no
So
coding is
after
there. It's
completion
just
of
like
this
say
introduction,
all our
so we
setup
will
and
be
stuff.
moving to the LoadRunner
Okay.
And
script automated, and we'll be
uh,
discussing on how to install it and what are all the components what we discussed so far. And also in this you guys are gonna to generate the scripts. Okay, and you are gonna to play with those scripts by adding n number of necessary things. And also what are all the different types of runtime settings. Someone just asked me like how to apply I mean when how we are going to handle the cache. If we are going to like include that cache, then definitely whatever the response time we are seeing is not at all the correct one. So we need to take care of the cache as well. So all those things will be considered in our runtime settings. And also here you guys no need to worry, so I'm going to like help you on C language basics as well, because in few of the interviews they will be asking about few things related I mean even in the LoadRunner, if I mean the project requires, definitely we need to write like int a, int b, something like that. So we also gonna to discuss all those things. As this is load runner, it is load runner LR. Okay, the short form is LR. So here we will be having some inbuilt functions. So we will be discussing those as well, and also some things related to advanced C topics. Okay, so this is correlation. So I can simply say like whenever we log in into any, someone asked about I mean we discussed about SBI. Okay, whenever you provided your username and password, definitely you'll be getting one OTP. Okay, so I can't directly go and use the same OTP for all the 1,000 users on what I need to run. So if consider this as a SBI project, definitely when you click on username and password, there will be some sort of, I mean, here you can see like session IDs. Okay, so consider this as OTP for your SBI application. If I'm using with the 10 different users, 10 different passwords, this also will be like 10 different OTPs, right? So it can't directly, we can't directly go and blindly use the same password for all the users. So in order to handle this type of session IDs, whatever that is generated from the server, okay, that is going to be taken care by correlation part. And we do have automated correlation and also manual correlation. So we are also going to discuss about that. And parameterization. So parameterization, I just simply said, so to provide different usernames and different passwords whenever we are running with the different and multiple users, that comes and that comes under parameterization. So we will be having different combinations. Here we observed, right? So different combinations in the sense how the next user is going to be, is that going to be sequential, or the next user should go random, or if it is a banking application, definitely they need some sort of unique. So all these things can be considered under parameterization. So whenever we are done with our scripting, our next component is controller. Okay, so we will be designing our script. So load testing and scalability testing and endurance testing and n number of different types of scenarios we are going to design here. Okay, and also we are going to see at the detailed analysis. We are going to check each and every metrics over there, how the response time is, and how the 90 percentile is, and how how about the response codes, everything is 200, or some giving any errors like 400 or 500 status codes, something like that. Or in our analysis, if we are doing with peak load, whether we are seeing any issues, so those also will be issues. In the sense here it is termed as bottlenecks. Okay, we are also going to cover about this. And this is LRE. So this is nothing but controller only, but this is something related to cloud. So whereas in controller, I mean the component what I showed you, there we can able to run only one script at a time. By using the LRE, we can also able to run multiple scripts. If someone wants to do 2 to 3, I mean types of testing parallelly, yes, they can able to go ahead. Okay, and also all these, and I'm also going to help you how to generate the report and how to collide all the metrics and how to write our observations, each and everything, results generation, drafting emails along with all the observations. Okay, and if you people are really interested, I can also help you people in the interview questions as well. If needed, I'm ready to take mock calls as well.
I'm sure you
And
might
here we
have,
are also
have you might
having the
have
bonus
already
topics
gone
like
through
Fiddler.
some
If
of the
here
other
I'm
reasons
using
why
the
we need
LoadRunner
Azure
for
data
for
engineering
requirement
today,
VUGen.
right?
If the VUGen is
So
unable
moving
to support the
on,
application on which I need to
how
working,
is the future of data
railway
engineering
application
going to
is
look
unable to
like?
compatible
If
with
you
this, then
look at the
I
current
can't simply use
scenario
it
in
and do
terms of
something else.
data,
So we are
the
having
data is
another tool which
growing
is
every
called
day, guys.
Fiddler.
So it
So
is
from
growing
there
at a
we can
rapid
able
pace.
to
and
generate the script
the
and pull that
volume of the data is
request into
unpredictable.
here.
I mean,
And here I'm
there
going to
are
convert that public
terabytes,
script version
petabytes of
to
data
use instead.
generating every single day. If you consider
Okay.
companies like
Whenever we are having,
Amazon
I
or
mean, here we are not only
Flipkart
dealing
or
with
any
performance
other
testing, we are also dealing with performance
big
engineering.
MNCs, right?
So whenever you are
So
facing
because
issues
of
in
the
your
data
analysis,
volume getting
issues in
increased,
your
the
execution,
requirement of
then the
processing
term
that
moved
data is
from
also
performance
increased.
testing to
Yeah,
performance
go
engineering.
ahead. Do you have any
Engineering is going
questions?
to tell you about the bottlenecks, which is nothing but issues. So if you are like able to see any
Maybe I
issues,
have a
then
quick question.
definitely you need some
Mm-hmm.
sort of
Uh,
monitoring tools. So here
like you
we are
mentioned,
going to discuss any one of these,
it's a
either
30-day program.
AppDynamics or
Is it possible
Dynatrace,
for us to
because
complete
we
the course
can't
in 30
install
days
those two at a time in
with
one machine.
with all
And
the
we are also
concepts?
going to
I was
discuss
just
about
curious.
Yes.
bit high
Yes.
topics, which
So
is
the course
garbage
is
collection
designed in
as
a
well.
way that
So
I
these
mean,
are
we'll
all
talk
the
about
things
the
we are
course
going to
curriculum
cover
in
in
the
the
upcoming slides, but
LoadRunner
the course
upcoming
is designed
sessions.
in a way that we are going to start with basics. When I say
And
basics,
I'm
I'm
pretty
assuming that you
sure,
are fresher
like,
Will
with
AI create more
while
zero
I'm
years
jobs?
of
really
experience.
interested,
We are
Managers,
going to
be
touch
like
ready to
base
get
on
a
replaced.
every single
commitment of
topic as a
minimum of
basic,
2 hours per
and
day,
then we'll
then you
slowly
guys are
pick the
going
pace and
to
we'll move
maybe
till
switch from
a
to
point where
35 to
you
5
suddenly
days.
become a data engineer.
If you want to really
So
switch from
when I talk
your
about the curriculum, when I show you how
one
the
department
curriculum
to
is
another
designed,
department, one technology to another,
it will be
then this
clear
is
as to
right
how we
time for
can
you to
complete
help,
this entire
because
thing
this
in 30
don't
days.
need much coding and
Okay.
very high
Yeah.
time and all these things.
Okay,
But
cool.
this
And
needs
one
a
thing, like you
clear
are telling about the
understanding of
PySpark.
what we are doing.
So I
I
don't have
mean,
any
whenever you are
experience to
doing something,
PySpark. Is
just
it
not only about this
um
I'm
can I
speaking,
pick up
whenever
in
you
30
are
days in the
doing something,
PySpark, and how easy
just
is
try
that
to
PySpark, and
have all these
how
consolidated
important is
things,
that?
then it will be
Yeah,
very
good
easy for
question.
you to
So
learn.
if you remember, I have asked you a question as to how much experience or how
Okay,
would you rate yourself on SQL
so
and Python,
tomorrow
right?
I'm gonna
So
to start the
PySpark
main
is a
sessions,
combination of SQL
which
and
I mean,
PySpark, SQL
we
and
will be
Python.
discussing on
So
non-functional
what it
requirements
does
because
is
of
it is going to use
the
the
time
syntax of
constraint.
Python, and
We
we are
didn't get
just
a
going
chance
to
to
write
complete
a
this
Python code
non-functional
in a
requirements.
distributed manner.
Non-functional
So
requirements, I'll
no
just
problem.
simply tell you
PySpark is
in
more
few
of a
minutes. Okay,
programming language,
suppose let us
but
take I'm
the
working into any
advantage
of
of
the
using
project.
PySpark over
Okay,
SQL and
Anjali or
Python is
Anand,
that
I'm like
of
let
its
us take
behavior.
all, we are
So
all working
uh,
into one
we
project.
will talk
So
about
Amit
it
is
in
our
detail
client.
as we progress,
So
but
there
just
I'm
for your
directly
context, what
posting
I'm
few
trying to
questions
say
to
is
Amit.
if you
Yeah,
have a
hi
1
Amit,
GB file
whatever the
and if you want to
IRCTC
read it
application
using
are we
Python
considering?
pandas,
Is it
if you
already
have
existing
a
or that's
RAM
a new
memory
one?
that is less
So
than
he's
1
going to
GB
give us
in
some
your
inputs,
laptop,
and I am
assuming
going to ask like
a hypothetical scenario that
exactly
your
on
RAM
which
is
technology it
less
is
than 1
developed.
GB.
Is
So
it
your
Java
system may
or
run into
.NET or
out of memory
JavaScript
error,
or
right?
something like that?
Because what pandas
And
does is
what are
it is going
all
to read that entire
the
file into
components
RAM.
you are
We are going to talk
concentrating?
about
Are
this
you
as well, but
concentrating
just
only
to
on
give
the
you a
execution,
context. But
or you
when
are
we
also
use
concentrating
PySpark,
in
what
IRCTC?
PySpark
We
does
used
is
to see, right?
it will
So there
use the
it
same
they are
code as
already included
pandas.
flight
Okay,
tickets,
but the
air, I
change
mean,
here
sorry,
is
nothing
how
but
it
air
is going
tickets,
to process
and
the data.
we have
So this
cabs
1 GB
and
is going
food
to be
delivery
divided
options. We'll
into
be having
multiple
all those things.
files.
So as we
Okay,
were seeing each and
and
everything in our
multiple
application, we are
computers
just
are going
getting
to read
confirmation
this
from Amit.
multiple
Amit, are we
pieces
gonna
of
to
data at the
check
same
each
time.
and every module,
You,
or
so
as
that is the
the time
advantage
limit
of
is
using PySpark
we
over
are having
Python
like
pandas.
around 1 month of time
Syntax is
to
same.
get this released? So
So
do we
if
really
you
need
can
to go ahead with all
understand
these
Python pandas,
things, or
PySpark
mainly our
is
concentration
super
is
easy for
into
you.
only
So
the
we just
ticket
have
building?
to understand how
Okay, and if we have
PySpark
any
is
issues
processing the
in our
data
executions,
differently. So the
is this
processing is
railway
the change.
application is
The
deployed to
syntax
any
is same.
monitoring tool? Do we have Dynatrace, or do we have
Requirements,
Okay.
your
AppDynamics, or
yeah,
do we have
how
user
business is
And
going
execution
on,
to
and you
check all the production
is
logs?
there what is the
Or do we have
impact
any
of
SLA,
AI to
like
this
whenever you
data
click on
engineering role?
like login,
good
is that for
question.
2
So
seconds or
what
3
people are
seconds?
trying to do today is that let's say they
Okay,
are
whenever you
preparing.
click
I
on
mean, again, this could
ticket
be
booking
new to you. So what we
from
do is
to
we are going to
and
prepare a
followed by
Jupyter
date and
notebook.
everything,
You
whenever you are paying,
understand Jupyter notebook, I
is your
believe.
payment is going to take
So
like 2
this
seconds, 3
Jupyter
seconds, that
notebooks
is
are
called
hosted
SLA,
in a
service level
Databricks
agreement.
or
That
in
should
some
be
other
like
tool
provided from
outside,
our
which is in
client.
Azure, right? So what we do is
Okay,
when we
how much
prepare
how
this
much users you are planning to run
notebooks of code,
to check the
we will
railway? Is that
struggle
for
with
1,000 or 2,000? We also need to
creating
check
the
all these things
documentation,
that comes
appropriate
under non-functional
documentation. We'll struggle
requirements.
with
So we
debugging the
will be
issues,
discussing that
and
complete
we are
detailed
going to,
topic tomorrow.
we
Okay,
may have
guys.
to write the code in
Any
a way
Ma'am,
that
one more
others can
question,
also read it
before
properly,
okay,
right?
wind
So
up.
their
Ma'am,
AI
so
is being used
nowadays
today.
we follow agile everywhere,
So
right?
what
So
people
in
are doing is
performance
they have
testing, why
integrated
are we
AI
still
with this
talking
data
about test plan,
engineering
test design, and
only
test
to
execution?
help
Because I think
them.
in agile,
So AI is not
in
going to
what do you
replace
mean
this
exactly
data
by
engineering
agile
stuff. It is still like we are just
in
taking
IT
the help
application?
of
like we
AI
get
today.
user stories, right?
That's where we are,
Yeah.
for
Okay.
In
documentation,
agile.
So
for
that, yeah,
additional
that only not
support.
relates to
We are
earlier. We
just
used
using
to
it. It
follow
is
some
integrated,
sort of
but it is
waterfall
not
methodology
replaceable
in our testing.
because data engineering is
Okay.
more of a
So
thinking. Like
I'll
you will
tell you
have
in
to
detail. So
solutionize the
waterfall,
problem,
like
and
once the
problem
requirement
is
is
different for
captured,
different
I mean,
organizations.
is
It is
done,
different for
the
different
very first
sectors.
phase
So
is
AI
completed.
is not
We
ready
can't go
to
back
replace
and
the
change
existing
the
data engineers.
requirements
We are
because
just
that is
taking the
limited
support
to,
of
there is
AI
a
in
limitation for
building
the waterfall.
documentations, in building some
Even if you see the
metrics,
waterfall, water
in
is
building
falling
some
from top to
PPTs
bottom, that can't
for
be
our
reversed,
demos to
right?
product owners and kind
Okay,
of
the
things. But
terminology is also taken from the
we are
same
not yet there
understanding.
where we
So
could think
the
about
agile methodology here includes there will be
different sectors.
continuous
So AI is not ready
requirements.
to replace the
Whenever you
existing
need,
data
that is
engineers.
going to give
We
you
are just
a
taking the
proper
support of AI in
communication
building
between you,
documentations,
performance
in building
tester,
some
and developer, and manual
metrics,
tester, and
in
everyone.
building some
If the
PPTs
developer wants to
for
change,
our
okay, okay,
demos to
guys, I
product
don't want
owners and kind
to
of things.
give
But
the
we are
login
not
functionality right now. So
we are
first
not
I'll
yet
go with,
there
I mean,
where
sorry, I don't
we
want
could
to
think
give
about
the
replacing
registration
data engineers
functionality
with
right now.
AI.
So we'll just go with guest
Gotcha.
users.
Thank you.
So I'm
Yeah.
not going to plan to
Any
develop
other
the
questions,
sign-in
guys,
functionality
before I
for, I
proceed?
mean, for registered users. We'll just click on directly the one which
Okay.
we are having for the guest user.
So we are talking
So then
about
we'll
the
directly gonna change
volume of the
the things
data and
accordingly.
how it is shaping up
Okay,
the
the test
requirement
plan
of data
exactly
engineers in
why we
today's
need
market,
is it is
because
just
of
like
the
an
huge
agreement between you and
volume
client,
of data being generated. The
because
demand of
some
data
other day they
engineering is
can't
increasing,
come back to you and
right?
ask like, Priyanka,
The
I
other
asked you
reason
for
why the future of
1000
data
users, why
engineering
you
would
did only
be
for the 500
great
users.
is
So the
because
result
of
what
the
we
cloud native
got from your
solutions.
company
If
is of
you,
no
I mean,
loss,
we are going to talk
which is
about
of
what is
completely loss of
on-prem
billing.
and what is cloud and how
Correct.
they are related,
Yeah.
So those
and
two
how
are
they are
like
shifted.
the basic things what we
But
need to
with the
do
context of what we
while
are
doing
talking
performance
now,
testing as a part of
um,
performance testing
these the
lifecycle.
organizations
Yeah.
have already
But don't we
started moving
follow
from their
agile there? I mean,
on-premises
because in manual testing, we
softwares. So let's
usually
say when
get
I say
user,
on-prem
I mean,
software, maybe
we get
User
user
if we
stories,
talk
right?
about
stories.
SQL
Yeah,
Server or
yeah.
Oracle,
I think on the
they
Jira
have
board,
started moving from
we get all
Oracle
those
being
details.
installed on their
So
laptops
Yeah.
likewise in
to
performance,
Oracle being
how does
installed
that
in the
work?
cloud.
Like
Okay,
Okay.
user
so that
stories and
If
is
all.
we
the
are
meaning of shift
okay,
from
fine.
on-prem to
So
cloud.
whatever the
So
user
they have
story
already
you are
started
creating
moving their
nowadays, so
existing
if you use
solutions to
any test
cloud-based
case, okay.
solutions,
So what is
and
your
that
test
is
case?
another
So
reason why data
launch this
engineering is going to
application
be a
and
hot topic in
click
the
on
future.
login
Uh,
and give your
and then
username, give your password, and
if you
click
also
on
look
captcha
at
and
a
click on
concept
sign in.
of data
That will be
governance
your
and
one
compliance,
story,
I'm
correct?
not sure
Yeah.
how many of
So
you have already heard
after
about a case
completion
called
of your
Nayara.
story, only
There
I'm
is a
gonna
company
to
called
do
Nayara,
the
and
test design, which
there
is
was
nothing
a
but staking.
regulation issue
For
with
the
this Nayara
same
company.
sake,
I am sure you
also
might have
that
seen
should
petrol
be
pumps
done with
of Nayara
manual phase.
in
If there
India.
is any
I mean,
defects
we
or
have it in
errors in
Hyderabad.
the very first
So
line, then definitely
in the
we are
Europe,
not gonna to do anything, right?
there
So
was
for
a
the same
regulatory
reason,
act that
I
was passed
suggested
on this
to go ahead with performance testing that
data
should be done with
security
manual phase.
thing, and this Nayara is
Okay,
part
if there
of
is any defects,
a
then you will
Russian company.
directly
Okay,
raise in your
Russian
Jira
company is
board
also
saying
having
like,
a stake in this Nayara
even with the
company.
wrong password is
So
also
because
application
there
is
was
able to
a
log in.
data restriction on
Then
Europe, so
what
the
we'll do?
restriction
We are
was
not
like
gonna to do
our
any
data
performance
shouldn't go
testing for
outside Europe.
the thing
Okay,
which is
so
unstable.
what happened
So
is that
the thing
because
what
there is
we will do is
Russia
like
who is owning this
whatever
Nayara
that
stake,
is signed off
and
from the
because Europe
development
is
and whatever
against
that
this
is signed
Russia
off from the
in
manual
the
testing
NATO
phase,
space,
and
it's
whenever the
off topic
application is
for
stable,
now.
then
So what happened is
we'll be
that
good to go ahead with
suddenly
performance
they
phase.
have stopped uh,
Yeah.
access to this
Okay.
Nayara's data to all of the users.
And also in
But
the
we don't
Jira
Okay,
board,
follow
we
so
this,
also,
Nayara
yeah,
was
in
using a
like
cloud
yeah,
Jira
platform,
even
or something.
in performance
and
also we will
in
be
that cloud
having
cloud
Okay.
platform they have stored
Okay,
Just
everything.
fine.
like
Like
how we
when
have
Suddenly
when
what
Jmeter.
happened is because of
okay.
this
Suppose
regulatory
let us
act,
take if you're
the
seeing any
cloud
defect
platform
that we
suddenly
are gonna
stopped
to
providing
raise
access to Nayara users to
like
their own
complaint,
data.
right? So what
Yeah.
here
So
we
the
are
entire
gonna do?
Nayara
Like if I
system
am
got
seeing
down
any
on
change in
on
my
on one
response,
particular
so
day
let like as I
without
said, like
even
my service
informing.
level agreement, if it
So
is 2 seconds,
that's
okay,
another
if I'm
reason
getting
why
five
it is
seconds,
important to understand data
okay.
governance and compliance and how
So then the
we
thing
need to
is
ensure
like
that
one
we are
second.
following those practices,
Yeah.
right? So the
Okay.
So
GDPR
then
talks
I'm
about
gonna
that.
to raise
Yeah.
one like
So do you cover this one as well,
detect over
data
here.
governance and
Yeah.
compliance?
So
Yes,
actually
we will.
yesterday is 10
We are
seconds, but
going to
here
talk
it is
about them
taking 5
as to
seconds.
how
So
we
here we
can
need
we
to
can securely
refresh.
access data, how we
Okay.
can
Okay.
Okay.
identify these
Yeah.
GDPR regulatory
Thank you so
policies
much.
and
Yeah, this is
you
how we
know
are
how we
gonna
can
to
erase the
work.
data after we
And any
process it,
more
so that
questions,
GDPR
guys?
is
I'm gonna
compliant.
to
Yeah,
stop the
Okay,
Isha.
recording.
so that is another
Hello.
reason why
Go
data
ahead. Go
engineering is
ahead. Go ahead.
growing, because we
Yeah,
generally
actually,
regulate the data
I
as well.
joined
We
lately this
decide how
session.
we
Can you
want to
forward this session
provide
recording in the
access to the
group?
data, right?
Sure,
So
sure,
that's
sure.
another reason.
I mean, tomorrow morning,
Then
the
we
management
also
is
have
gonna
some
to share this.
I
I
see
think
one quick
now
break.
there will be
Sorry.
no one
Mhm.
I see
who
some
will handle
dedicated
this.
roles
So by
for
tomorrow
data
morning, you guys
governance
can
and
able to
compliance.
take
So,
this.
as
Yeah,
a
yeah.
data
For
engineer,
sure. Okay,
can
thank you,
perform
Mamta.
this role, or
But
is it a
if you
separate
people
topic?
really need help
Yeah, good
on any
question.
mock
So
calls
when
and
we talk
something like
about
that, I'm
data
there to help
governance
you. You just need
Yeah.
related to
no
data
matter
engineer,
what
we are
data
only
runner posted
responsible
in the
for
group.
whatever
I just
data we are
need
going
my
to
people,
access. So
I mean,
data
to
governance
be
and compliance
good
roles exist in
at
the
what we
organization
were
for
digging and
every
what we
single
were
form of
doing
data
in a perfect way.
that is going to be
Yeah,
coming into that
absolutely.
I just
organization.
need you people to
When
be
we talk
confident
about
on
data
what you are
governance in
doing and
specific
what
to
you are
data
learning.
engineering, we are only accountable for the data that we are
Okay.
We are managing.
Any more
managing. Yes.
questions?
So we
Yes,
need to
Mamta.
So,
ensure that
team,
we follow this
yeah.
GDPR when we are preparing a data movement from system
Hi,
A to
Go
Vinod
ahead.
system
here.
B.
Okay.
As part of this
Okay.
course,
So
we
that is a different role.
performance
So
testing
we
and
know
track
whatever
record
we
for
manage,
our
that once
projects.
we learn. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
For
Whatever.
And
different
what about the
vulnerabilities, we know we are
fabric? Is
having
it a
separate
fabric
sessions for
is
that
related
because
to
we were
data engineer or
limited
different?
to like around 30
Fabric
plus
is is a
32 35
solution
hours.
that was prepared
So
by
we do have
Microsoft
separate
to integrate multiple
coaching for
services
that
of
client
Microsoft into
topic
one
understanding
solution.
this.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yep.
thank you. That's with the LoadRunner or a Jmeter? Separate code.
Uh, I'm not sure on exactly because we can able to do with any tool that is some sort of integrations on what we used to do. Exactly, I'm not sure. Like now the training is going on which tool.
Okay.
Getting an SDE career abroad?
Yeah.
For most Indian developers, coding
Guys,
isn't the
any more
problem.
questions?
It's usually the
So I
system
have a
design round and
question.
behavioral question that
So
trip
you
us up.
said in the
And even
bonus
after you land the offer,
section, we have
you've got
some
to figure out
concepts of
visa,
performance
relocation,
engineering
taxes,
and
cost of living.
monitoring
It's a
and
lot, right?
AppDynamics,
Yes.
But what if I
Dynatrace.
told you that you can
So
do
as a
this
performance
with the right
tester,
playbook?
how
Join
much
How to Get an SDE
performance
job outside India
engineering
and
is
map your
needed,
path
and
step by
is
step.
it like too technical? What exactly, in how much depth we should know,
Okay.
and how,
It
is it like
depends.
very technical?
No, not technical. Not much
This
into
is
technical.
Akshay from
See,
Mumbai.
if
He
you
wants
are
to start selling online.
working
He
as a
just needs a
performance
domain
tester,
name,
so in few of the
akshayshop.in.
companies there will be
Perfect.
separate
But wait,
engineering.
Akshay from
So there
Delhi
will
wants
be
it too.
only
And
dedicated
Akshay
people
from
for
Bangalore.
engineering
Speed
areas like
matters, so be
Dynatrace.
the
So
fastest.
we will be
Register
getting
your
calls
domain
from
name before
Dynatrace
anyone
admin and
else. Claim it
AppDynamics
today
admin.
at
So here what we are
hostinga.com/in.
gonna do is like exactly whenever you are facing any issue with the performance testing scenarios, how we are gonna to deal, how we are gonna to dig your issues, and how we are gonna to post those issues to your client. Like this is what we did, and these
Hello
are
everyone.
all
Good
observations
evening.
we did by using so and so monitoring tools.
Can I have a quick
No, because in one
confirmation,
of
guys,
It's
if
the
nothing.
I'm audible?
yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Fantastic. Thank you.
So in
Please
one of the
continue.
job descriptions of a performance tester I saw,
Okay,
it
so while we
needs
wait for others
performance
also to
tester
join,
plus
let me
like
quickly share my
performance
screen so
engineering
that
skills
we
and
are done with
someone
the
who can
housekeeping
dig deep
work.
into the code and do the analysis.
Okay, so here the performance engineering, what they are referring is like, so example as I said, so as this is taking sorry, as this is taking like around 10 seconds for the login functionality. Okay, so what you are gonna to do, you just need to check why exactly it is taking 10 seconds, right? So whenever you log in into any application,
My name is
it
Asim
is
Singhal.
gonna to tell you.
I am a computer
So exactly what is
build
causing
a
the
free lead
login
generation machine
functionality
using
to move from 2 seconds
your
to 10
company
seconds?
is
Is there is any bad code happened over there, or is
Yeah.
something is happening over
Can
there?
anyone
We
quickly
just
confirm if
go
my screen
log
share
in
is
into
also
the
visible?
AppDynamics or any
Yes, sir. It is
monitoring tool,
visible.
and we will just check
Perfect. Thank you.
exactly which
Okay,
request
so once
is
again,
causing
good evening,
issue.
everyone. Thank you for joining this quick demonstration class on security testing masterclass, where we are going to cover the web automation, API automation, and mobile apps security testing as well. And to give a high-level overview about my profile, so my name is Kiran, and I am the trainer for security testing course at Isha Training Solutions. I come with close to 19 plus years of experience in the software testing industry, having worked with multiple corporates throughout my career and still working. And coming to my proficiency, guys, just to let you guys know what I teach and what I'm good at. I expertise in most of the software testing space, such as automation testing of front-end applications and the back-end RESTful APIs. So, hello everyone, performance testing. Welcome to our day 3 class, accessibility testing, and day 2 class after the demo, shift left testing approach, wherein we enable the quality gates using continuous testing. Practice quick recap of what GitHub and Jenkins or GitHub Actions yesterday. That's a high-level thing about my sessions for today. I also train corporates regularly on niche technologies in the software testing space. Let me see if I can answer a few corporates to mention includes JP Morgan, which is IBM. Says, hi Kiran, this is my demo class. Couple of attending. Basic question, may I request everyone please go on penetration testing as well? The answer is yes, hello. We are covering vulnerability assessment testing and penetration testing on here.
And this is why we are.
So these are a few of the corporates that I regularly train. So and we at Isha have been doing similar training programs. Once my screen is visible, and also for prospect to employees and students who are pretty much interested in enhancing their skill sets on software testing space. And one such unique program that we have brought in is security testing. And this is something which we are running from almost 1 to 1.5 years. What is a threat? Threat is typically the application that we are testing. A tremendous improvement that we have done from our side when it comes to updated is typically the application when that we are new things are coming in the market. So every batch testing attends this program testing from new things to learn on security testing aspects. So I have been doing multiple trainings at Isha Training Solutions. One such program is security testing. And on this website, let me also give you the URL on the chat. So for those people who don't have access, I'll message the URL